Hi Internet, welcome back to another Drydogs Reviews. Today we're going to do an unboxing of a Sabertrio. This will be one of two different unboxing videos where we're going to take a look at the Sabertrio product and kind of check them out. I would like to both note and thank Sabertrio. My understanding is that they got these out to me as the fastest order they've ever processed. Which is really cool. We have Penny Arcade will bring up in a few days, and I really wanted to take Sabertrio with me. Interesting thing to note about Sabertrio, very highly respected in the industry. A lot of really popular comments about their lightsabers. Interestingly enough, they did not have their neopixel option available for the longest time, and then they did become available. So it's interesting that they kind of stagger these out. And we'll go into what neopixel means here in a bit, because in theory these should be neopixel blades. So just getting into the box here. Nice presentation. I like how everything's in the box, very well laid out. Thank you so much for your order. We truly appreciate you choosing us, and we hope that you will enjoy your new saber. All Sabertrio sabers are crafted meticulously and as a result of countless hours of hard work, passion, and dedication to maximize your saber's life, allow it to serve you to the fullest of its capabilities. We recommend that you take a moment to read through our online user guide at. So nice card, kind of neat. Okay, and so this should be, like I said, I have two on order, and I want to just verify the name on this one. It should be the, and while this loads up, yeah, it should be well, goodness gracious. Oh, Vahlken Silver Black. So we'll take everything out here. Charging cable. Yep, charging cable. Perfect. Okay, charging cable. Empty. I think empty. We do like to double check. Let's double check. Open. Mr. Scissors. Open again with Mr. Scissors. Just to verify that we don't miss anything, because that would be silly. Yep, just empty. All right, empty. Good enough. A pair of hex wrenches and a pair of hex screws, really tiny hex screws. Set those off to the side. Charging adapters. Okay, so they did mention. So this is a company out of Malaysia. Out of Kuala Lumpur, which and so they do offer some different options. Been to Kuala Lumpur, absolutely beautiful city. If I ever get back there again, I need to see if these guys have a showroom. Cover tech clip holster, looks great. I'm pretty sure this is the hilt, this is the saber. Again, I'm gonna assume that this is empty. I'll just go ahead and cut it open, just because I'll feel silly if I'm missing something. Oh, it's in there. Yep, that's another empty. Placeholders, so nice and protected. There's one here at the top. So let's take a look at the sword itself. Right away I can tell you that this is a smaller than I'm seeing from other companies, and I may pull aside a ruler, or maybe I'll pull out one of my other hilts as a bit of a comparison. Let's get that cut. Then let's get that cut. And there we go. Nice. Take that aside, and then in double wrap. Nice protected. Very well protected. Made the shipment over from Kuala Lumpur, from Malaysia to my home. Fine. Yeah, it's the sizing is. Sorry about that. So the sizing is really nice. It's got a nice grip to it. Let's see if you can, don't have a light to shine down here. Maybe we can Yep, so you can kind of see there's the LEDs and everything down there. I like this one because I really like the angled look up here at the top of the hex look. And again, it's got a nice smooth body, nice large pommel, cover tech clip. So let's turn it on. Wow. Okay. No light. Oh. Okay. So it definitely comes on. Oh, beep. Okay. Beep again. Okay, so before we go further, let's go ahead and put the blade on and see, because the thing that's supposed to make these different is that the blades, instead of being basically a hollow tube with reflective material on the inside that lets the light kind of reflect and bounce around the tube from an LED in the hilt, instead these are supposed to actually have the LEDs in the actual saber itself. So there should be some pins here at the bottom that make connection in the saber, and as a result will power the blade and power the LEDs in the blade. And get to the bottom here, trying to be careful not to cut anything important. But we'll go through the power of the blade and lighting up the LEDs inside the blade itself, which should give it a much brighter color. Now, understand there's also some customization options available. Now they did configure it in theory, out of the box for me. It gets with the tip. So there's the tip. Okay, and yeah, so you can kind of see it's got a plate there where it would make connection. So so the blade retention screw is currently blocking it, but they did send us hardware for that. So let's grab this hardware. Grab out the hex wrench. Now the interesting thing that I'm not seeing jump out at me is where the recharge port is, but that might just take some finagling to find. So I'm going to back off on the blade retention screw, and let's try it now. Okay, still not going all the way in, so back off some more. And there we go. Ooh, that lit right up. That's a very pretty blue. Okay, tighten it back up, and now what they say on the website is tighten it until you can no longer turn it, which I think I'm kind of there. Okay, so that was cool. So hit the button on again, and you can see it kind of fill up the actual saber. So unlike some of the other companies where it just turns on, the whole saber lights up, you can kind of actually see it go up the blade itself. Now currently it's set to a fairly nice, really bright blue. I'm kind of adjusting the color to try to get some of that blue to show out. Let's see. So, yep. Now what I'm not sure on, and maybe I need to take some time with their manual, is how to change the colors and such, because I believe it comes pre-configured with 3 colors. And so I do know if you hold it down long, it mutes it. It's not a double click. So I'm going to take a quick pause for an editing break, read through the manual to understand how to affect the different sound fonts and colors, and then we'll come back and do go into a little bit more detail around that, and maybe get some measurements as well. Okay, we're back. Did definitely figure out a few things. Definitely helps to read the manual. So first thing to start with, I know we ended on some of the colors and sounds, but I wanted to show the recharge port. So on other manufacturers, sabers, they usually have the very big recharge port somewhere, and it actually doesn't look as cool in my opinion. I mean, it's nice, it's handy, don't get me wrong. I love the actual convenience of having an external recharge port. That said, I think the Sabertrio guys have taken their game up a notch by trying to keep the aesthetic really tight. So unscrewed the pommel, and it's actually a nice heavyweight pommel. It slid out the chassis here, and it comes out very nicely. There it is. It just slides right out. Again, if you've watched some of my other videos, you've seen me struggle with this. But there is the recharge port. There is the SD card. Nice solid chassis, holds everything in place. There's the battery as well. One thing I will say about the Sabertrio is that there is no software for these. If you want to make changes, you pop out the SD card, pop it into your computer, and you edit the text files. They did give you all the information, but you just kind of have to keep in mind that you're going in and making some edits, and then you have to pop it back in. So there is some playing with it there. Now that said, in some ways I like that. I think some of the software, I made a comment about this in an earlier video, I think some of the software that I've looked into has been a little too complicated. So I think this this model might be slightly nicer, especially because we have all the colors listed, we have all the, you know, we can make all the changes, and so it's a darn sight easier. So I was double clicking, but that's not the right way to change out the sound font. So you click once to turn it on, and then, or you can click and hold, and you hear the beep, and if you hear the second beep, now it's activated the next sound font with the next blade colors. So there's that original blue that we started with, and you can kind of see, and this is an ice blue. It's just a gorgeous blue. Yep, flash on flash is working great. You know, really nice. It's got the actually, yeah, this is the royal blue or ice blue with a royal blue flash on flash. You really don't see the flash on flash. It's pretty quick, but it's got a nice and it's also got a nice mild flicker to it. But really, just a nice stunning blue. I mean, I really am seeing the difference in the color. So now we're gonna power it off. Then we're gonna hold, and it beeps once, and it's gonna beep again. And now there's the next sound font. And that's the boot up sound for that next sound font. And now we're in a green. And this is their standard green. Let me see if I can get a good zoom in on that. You can hear the slightly different hum. That green is close. It's a little yellow on my screen compared to the actual saber, but it's actually a very nice green. And in this case, the flash on flash is yellow, and we definitely see that here. It's pretty yellow. I mean, it's pretty eye-catching. It's pretty cool. And the sound font for this, I believe, is the Phantom Apprentice. That sounds right. For the blue, it's the Light 2. These are all K-Sith Saber fonts. You can get these K-Sith Saber fonts when you order them, or if you really like the Saber font, you can go to saberfonts.com and order them. But we'll go ahead and turn that off. And boy, do I love the retracting. Now, I mean, I love my other sabers, but this really feels like that's what a saber should do. It should have that whoop. That's just awesome stuff. Okay, so we're gonna hold it down. 1 beep, 2 beep, boot into the next sound font. This is Vengeance by K-Sith. And there's my purple. And if you followed at all, you know that I'm a huge fan of my purples. Let's see if we can get. Yeah, it's a little being a little bluer than it actually is. That's pretty accurate. Hopefully, it'll come out on the video okay. But it's a really nice rich purple. Yeah, and the flash on flash is a red, and I think you can kind of see it on the table. It really comes out well. The sound is pretty great. I love that sound font too. So let's go into some of the details on the saber. So again, the windows in the emitter, really nice details. One of my favorite things. You put a window in your emitter, and I'm halfway there. Nice lit up power button. Again, no recharge port or anything sticking out. Nice, wrapped. It's part of the plastic, but it's got a nice grip to it. Nice CoverTech wheel, loudspeaker. And then for measurements, I put maybe a ruler, but then I thought, you know what, centimeters, inches, who wants to deal with that? I think everybody has a standard piece of office paper, right? So, and I use it quite a lot. So if you're looking at a standard piece of office paper, you are just over this would be 11.5 by 8, so you're just over that, right? So it gives you a sense of how big the saber is. It's just bigger than a piece of paper, but just super great, light. Again, I get the neopixel thing now. I get why people are like, you gotta go with the neopixel. It's the quality, the retraction. Let's see if I can get it on camera. Sorry for the finger. Yoop. I held on. There you go. I love that. I get you can't do it with these because there's LEDs in here, but wow, what a really nice package altogether. Not overly expensive. Again, these guys were super amazing and got this to me really fast. I put an order in as soon as they opened up the NeoPixel order or Neo line. I guess they would call it the Neo line. They opened up orders for those, got my orders in, and they got them to me in record time. Really excited to have this at PAX. The only thing that I've got to kind of figure out, and maybe I'll do a follow-up video, obviously without the blade, the light doesn't come on. So it's a matter of, in that case, is there I'm sure there must be a NeoPixel blade plug that maybe they or somebody else sells. Take the blade out. Yeah, I'm getting the sound, but no. I can conduct an orchestra with this. Yep, it's music. Obviously the color's not going to come through unless because there's no blade in there. So that's just an interesting thing I didn't know, and so I'll have to see if they sell NeoPixel blade plugs for these, and if I can get one fast enough for PAX. I really this is really a beautiful saber. I get the appeal. I'm excited to open up the next one, which will be in the next video. In the meantime, if you as always, if you enjoyed the video, if you got something out of it, if you have comments and questions, leave them below. Let me know what your thoughts are around Sabertrio and NeoPixel blades. Am I just hyped unnecessarily, or are they really cool? Let me know your experience. This is my first non-Saber Forge Ultra Sabers saber, and I'm unbelievably happy with this. So this is really a great, a beautiful piece. No, I take that back. I have Electrum Sabers as well. So Electrum Sabers is my first non-Ultra Saber Forge. This is my next one. I would put this in that Electrum Sabers category. And I will do, I've got a few more sabers from a couple other manufacturers coming. Once those are here, and after I've done all the reviews, we'll do a comparison, and we'll kind of boil down, the perks and downsides of each. But this is a great saber. I think these guys, their reputation precedes them. and I think it's well deserved. So definitely give this a shot. You know, if you're looking for a saber, I'm just super happy. But again, leave your comments below. Give me a like if you like. Give me a subscribe if you will, please. I am trying to do more videos. I've got some scheduled out pretty much for the next couple of months. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you guys. Thanks. Bye.